Throwing ass on the gram, getting laughs at the stand. Only she can, only Feehans. It's only Feehans.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of OnlyFeehans with me, Kerryn Elizabeth Feehan. And I'll be speaking like this and monotone and not move my head the whole time. It's my new idea for the podcast. Just straightforward, just delivering the news of my life. Oh, heard that, Nicole. Just cracking a brewski. Just having a Mick Ultra right now. Getting crazy. Hey guys, what's up? Another solo ep. Look at me. You know, people are like, Kerryn, let me do the pod. And I'm just like, I don't want you in my house. Sometimes it takes a lot, you know, to clean my house. And Nicole doesn't care. She's seen it at its worst. So I had a little incident yesterday. I guess, what was yesterday? Yesterday was Sunday. Saturday at 4 p.m. So I should make a public apology to Eastville Comedy Club because I did miss my spot Saturday night. I'm so sorry if anybody bought tickets specifically to see me. I could not go. I was out walking Mabel. It was a pool day. It was the first pool day. Shout out to the dog moms. We were all there hanging hard, eating chips, drinking seltzer, just really living our best life. Me having my lunch. I eat this lunch a lot. I buy it from Gristedes, which I guess I keep giving my location away. Whatever. You guys know where Gristedes is. So it's like pickled beets or roasted beets. I don't know if they're fully pickled. They're something though. I think they're pickled. And then chicken salad. And I mix that together. And the chicken, yeah, exactly. And the chicken salad has like some like raisins in it too. But anyway, I mix that all up together so you get a lot of protein. I love beets. I'm a big beets girl. And then it's just really tasty and it looks beautiful. It's like a bright magenta color. And some of the dog moms make fun of me. A lot of people make fun of me for the amount of beets I eat, but I like it. I like taking shits and wondering, you know, what the hell did I do? Yeah. Yes. Love beets. Yeah, they're not a brand like the store. They do it in store, but it's very similar. So with the image that Nicole just pulled up. So yeah, anyway, having a great time, eating, snacking, hanging. And then I waited a little while to take Mabel out because it was hot. It's too hot for a big black dog. Yes, Mabel, I'm talking about you. Are you okay? You're tired because we just played a little ball. You gonna take a nap? You're breathing heavy. What's the matter? It's hot for Mabel. So she's doing, you know, more frequent but shorter walks. Anyway, I take her for a walk down by the water. The way that I rock, I got a fanny pack. And I'm about to start my period right now. So if there are any comments about my bloated uterus, just keep them to yourselves. Fanny pack, treats in the fanny pack, poop bags in the fanny pack, and my phone in the fanny pack. And not anymore. I'm changing my lifestyle. I'm changing the way I live. But I used to be everything in the phone wallet. An ID, credit card. Fuck, I gotta order a new ID. ID, credit cards, everything. And then, you know, the phone itself too, which you guys know what a gem. Whoever found that. But they didn't. Nothing will happen because I put it in lost mode and then so they can't access it unless they have my face. But the problem was I lost this phone vanished, you guys. I think it might be in here somewhere because I kept checking for like, you know, almost 24 hours on Find My iPhone, but it wouldn't pop up because the battery was dead. So it just kept saying offline. And I'm like, nobody found this. Nobody found it and like plugged it in. I have good karma when it comes to lost items because I'm always returning shit. You leave your You leave your AirPods in the back of an Uber, I'm telling the guy to call you. I'm waiting for him to call. I'm like, just call your last customer because these are expensive and they're probably missing them. A phone, same thing. I'm the queen of here. I found this here. Let's get it back to the person who lost it. Because to be honest, I do. I lose things a lot. I don't think I have ADD. I just don't believe in it. But I do like leave stuff around sometimes. And then I'm like, why did I lose this? Like keys. Well, I was having a week. God bless my doorman because they're always helping me out. Did I tell you I dropped my keys in the elevator? There's a tiny little crack that just goes right down. And these two women saw me do it. It was like it happened in slow motion. They were like, oh, oh no. It was like, where now they're gone. Like, where could they possibly have gone? But I know the maintenance guys and they fucking work on those elevators and they know the secret spot that it dropped to. And they had those keys back to me within 6 hours. Shout out to Ivan. He's my number one guy. Winston is also the homie. He is the best. But yeah, I kept going. So you can put a message on your phone if you lose it, like via Find My iPhone that says return this phone to, and you can like put your address. And you don't have to put your door number. You can just put the building number if you have a doorman like me, and they'll bring it back to the doorman. Anyway, nobody's turning it in. Nothing's happening. I had to cancel that spot at Eastville because I just couldn't go out into the wild without a phone. I wasn't going to like scrounge. Had no access to my riches, which was very upsetting, you know, but I had to dig through coats and stuff. I found some dollar coins to get myself a coffee the next morning while I'm like troubleshooting. What? I feel like you have a question.
Well, it's just crazy because there's a whole nother layer to this of your ID, your credit cards, all of your things are in the pocket of your phone case.
Correct.
Which I forgot about.
Yep.
So you don't have like, if, you know, I lose my wallet, I lose my card, at least I have tap to pay.
Exactly.
You have neither.
Right.
Damn.
Yes.
But I like that you still took care of yourself and looked for money for coffee.
Absolutely. I'm not one of those people who's some people are very comfortable just like going to their friends and that's fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't do this. If it's an emergency, of course. And I would have like had it lasted longer than it did. But my thing is like, how do we solve this? How do we solve this? There's got to be a workaround. Everything's in the cloud. I just got to get back to the cloud. But the thing is, this was the worst weekend to lose my phone. Chase Bank closed on Sunday and Monday. All Chase Banks closed on Sundays and Mondays. And then I called customer service, I think, and they were like, oh, well, you can use the ATM. No, I can't. No, I cannot. I do not have my cards or my phone with all the shit on it. It was very stressful. And it was one of those, first of all, almost broke my no pot smoking streak, but I did not. My willpower is so strong. I am invincible. But I opened the drawer and looked at it because there's still like a big nug in there. I was like, but that wouldn't have helped anything. All it would have done was set me back to like, now I have to say I fucking haven't smoked for this long, but we're still March 25th, baby. So very stressed. But after like my cortisol spikes that high for, you know, a few hours, I just get very sleepy. And I'm like, okay, I just need to end this day and wake up tomorrow and like reattack. Like we'll get it fucking figured out tomorrow. Some store will be open. My plan. All right, let me back up a little. I still have a laptop, okay? So I'm not like totally cut off from the world. I emailed the two most important people in my life, my mother and Joe List. I'm kidding. Joe List not the most important person in my life. He was with his wife and baby coming to the pool the next day. So I had to facilitate all of that to make sure that they still got in and were comfortable. I had offered to buy them breakfast. I had to renege on that offer. Even though initially I thought I was going to be able to do it because I was like, Chase Bank opens at 9 a.m. I'm just going to go there, even if they can't. And I know they couldn't like give me a physical card, even though TD used to fucking print your shit on the spot. When I had TD Bank, those were the days. You could just walk in and be like, I lost it. I did it again. They're like, here's another one. Here's another one. Not Chase, though. You got to wait for them to mail it to you. But I was like, at the very least, I have my account information and I have my passport. I can withdraw some cash. Like, I can get some fucking cashish and we can start making things happen. We can start taking taxis. We can buy some breakfast for our friends. I go to open the door, fucking closed. But the security guy let me in. Like, there's a security guy just, like, chilling there. And then I go to, like, open the door and he's like, they're not open. And I was like, what? And he's like, nah, they're not open. I was like, none of them? He's like, no. And I was like, it's Sunday. I don't know if they're closed on all Sundays or if they're closed on like this specific Sunday because it was a holiday weekend. And today's Memorial Day, by the way, and we're working on Memorial Day. So just remember that when people call me a lazy sex worker, I'm working on Memorial Day, bitch. So anyway, it's just like, and then you feel so defeated when the plan in your head, because I was like, I'll do this. I'll get some cash. I'll get the breakfast. I'll get them set up. And then I'll go to Verizon if my phone hasn't turned up. And I also thought like maybe I would be able to buy myself some more time. Like if I have a little cash, maybe somebody will turn it in. I was like in my head, I'm like, I just need to plug my phone in and get my life back. But that didn't happen. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to have to just go to Verizon. And I'm like, I'm just hopeful that via the iCloud, I'll be able to just get back online and get back into my Chase app, get my Apple Pay, get everything, which is what I did, which was what I was able to do. Meanwhile, I'm still emailing Joe List the entire time and like making sure the doorman know him and the pool attendant know him, because I know Joe List and he's a nervous Nelly and he's scared of new situations. So it all worked out. They had a great time. Meanwhile, I'm spending 90 minutes at Verizon, but I was helped by this man named Abel, and I thought he was great. And their 2 other colleagues were sitting there, and I was like, the guy was great. I was like, he's Abel. He really is, isn't he? And they were like, actually, we call him Disable. I was like, yo, roasted. I was like, your friends are mean. And he's like, those aren't my friends. Those are my colleagues. But yeah, God bless Verizon. She's got the 15 now, which when you talk in the notes app, it just starts writing your shit down. So there's, I don't know, I think there's a little Chinese guy in there that's just like transcribing everything you say. But all of your shit's accessed right away. And Chase Bank is great because once you get back into the app, you immediately, like your new card appears on your Apple Pay. So everything's fine. There's a few more loose ends I got to figure out how to cancel the Amex, but I upgraded to the Delta Reserve anyway because they weren't letting me in the fucking lounge with my regular Amex business. And I was like, called them. They were like, hey, would you like to upgrade? I'm like, yeah, I want to upgrade. Give me the fucking purple one. At least give me the purple one. So the purple one's coming in the mail just in time for my Chicago trip. By the way, I'll be in Chicago June 14th, 15th, 16th. Laugh Factory. It's going to be great. Doing spots on all the shows. And then the Sunday show is the Dopamine show. It's me, Micah Fox, Tim McLaughlin, Aaron Putnam. That's going to be a hot one. Running long sets, having a great time. July 6th, I'm in Akron, Ohio at a venue. And I will be posting about it. But I don't remember the name of it right now. So yeah, that was like really stressful. And I just like, I couldn't do the Eastville spot because I was scared I was going to get kidnapped without my phone.
What was the first thing you thought when you realized it was gone?
I was mad at Mabel. Because in my head, like I said, I had the fanny pack. In my head, this is what I think maybe happened. Maybe I had it open. Because I've done this before, but I've always noticed when I drop it, the thing weighs like a pound. So I was like, fucking Mabel. I was like, she just has me all over the place, has me all distracted because she's good, she's bad, she's good, she's bad. And I was mean to her. And then, yeah, I realized it when I walked in my door. And I took her leash off and I went to like take my fanny pack on. And I was like, where the fuck is my fucking phone?
Did you guys make any stops along your stroll together?
No, like we didn't purchase anything. We didn't patron any businesses. I bumped into my friend Heather. We chatted for a minute. But and this was right before I walked in my gate. Even when I was chatting to her, I said to her, I can't come to dinner tonight. I have a spot or something. Or I just picked up 2 spots at the stand on Sunday. So I said, I can't come to dinner tomorrow because I went to dinner last night because I just picked up 2 spots at the stand. I was at the stand last night. It was a fun hang. I was talking to TJ Miller about how it doesn't matter if you say goodbye to people or not. At the end of the evening, he was like something that's like, oh yeah, you're one of those people you don't say goodbye. My Uber's here. If I'm going to see you again, listen, if you have stage 4 leukemia, I will go out of my way to say goodbye to you, you know? But other than that, if we already put in the hang time, I'm not one of those, hey, yeah, let's meet up. We're probably not. So let's just not make any fake promises. Let's just have the hang be what it was. And then, you know, I don't need extra physical contact. I don't need the hug when I enter and when I leave. Unless I'm trying to fuck you, I'm not trying to hug you that much. Hi, bye. I did see a Red Pill Sneeko though last night. Do you know who Sneeko is? I guess he's like banned from Instagram and YouTube too. He told me. I think he's like 26 or something. Yeah, Google Sneeko. There he is. Told me he was at a Muslim conference the night before that day. And yeah, he's a Red Pill Sneeko. That's what I call him. He does not like OnlyFans girls, but he always asks how mine's performing. And we were talking about how 80% of the men in this country are not fit for the draft. Like, isn't that crazy? Like the draft age, like what, I don't know what it is, 18 to 25. 80% of you fucking guys are not fit enough. Is that a real fact?
18 to 25.
Hold on. Well, can you look up like how many of them are fit to serve? I'm putting my glasses on.
In 2020, a study estimated that 23% of Americans ages 17 to 24 were eligible for military service. But what are the qualifications of that? I would like to know. What makes you fit?
Let's
you have to
find
like
out.
run a mile in a certain amount of time?
Yeah, let's find out. What are they? Did they tell us? What are the prereqs? Yeah, what is it? Like an 8-minute mile or something? I could do it. I bet I could pass a girl test from a 3-point stance. What is that?
That's for a football draft.
Oh. It's like push-ups between.
Okay, perfect. This is perfect. We should also do this
Yes!
challenge. It's Memorial Day.
Yes, this is exactly it. What to expect? Push-ups between 1 and 2 minutes timed. Like how many? Or you
That's a
just
good
have
question.
you have to not stop doing them.
There must be like a certain amount you're supposed to hit.
Yes, a 1.5, 2 or 3 mile timed run. Other fitness requirements such as pull-ups, flexed arm hang, and lifts. Oh, this is great. What is the 2 minute? Okay. Wait, this is great. I'm not in good enough shape. The 3 repetition max deadlift. I could fucking do this.
They're deadlifting? This is crazy.
In this event, you will lift the maximum weight possible 3 times using a 60-pound hex bar. I'm crushing that. I'm fucking going to war.
This is for the Army, by the way.
Okay. Whatever branch, I'm going.
I'm in.
Standing power throw.
Throw a 10-pound medicine ball backward and overhead as far as possible.
I'm crushing that. Hand release push-ups. I do those in class all the time. I could do probably 30. Sprint drag carry. Farmer's carry. That's all you have to do. Do a 50-meter shuttle with 40-pound kettlebells, now 90-pound sled. That's for the men, I'm assuming. I bet that it's different for men and women, but I could do the fucking man one. When we do the sled push on the treadmill, I push like 75 pounds. I'm fucking this. Also, the fact that men can't do this nowadays is so fucking sad and gross. We deserve to be taken over. The 3 rep max on deadlifts, like I'm getting like 165. If I'm under pressure, like also if I have like say like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months to train before my military test, I'm doing 200 pounds. I'm getting up to a 200-pound deadlift if I'm preparing for the military.
All of these are just saying like as many as possible, though. So I want to know, there has to be a number.
Yeah.
Unless it's just to failure.
Yeah.
Because did you in school ever have to do testing like this?
Yeah.
Like the presidential fitness
Dominated.
test or whatever?
I was always in like the 98th percentile because I was like small and fit, so I would blow through sit-ups way faster than, the other kids. Dude, this is awesome. I mean, it's not awesome the state that our country is in. It's really fucking sad. I mean, I don't want to do like any of like the psychological stuff. Like, I don't want to get waterboarded or like fake raped and stuff. And also, like, I have been working on my pull-ups. My friend Amanda would dominate this too. Plank, 40-second plank. Who can't do that?
Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is for the Marines.
Oh, nice.
For a female, they have
Okay.
to do a 1.5 mile run in 15 minutes.
You just have to do one pull-up.
That's crazy.
One pull-up.
Or 15 push-ups.
Oh my God. Wait, this is for the Marines?
For a male, you have to do a 1.5 mile run in 13:30. I'm like wildly out of shape, especially with running, but I could do that.
Yeah, you could. Same.
13:30 is great.
1.5 in 15 minutes? For the girls? I feel like I do like 11-minute miles on my treadmill class.
Absolutely, for sure. You have to be like not sub 9 even
Yeah.
because you're actively working out all the time
Yeah.
and you run.
Because we run for like, 8-9 minutes at a time. I'm trying to think of like the distance, like how far I go. One class I ran like 8 miles and like we're not even like running the whole time. This is crazy. that we only have to do 1 pull-up to get in the Marines.
Okay, this one is for, is this the Air Force?
This is the Navy, or oh no, I said Navy.
Oh no, this is, this
Marines,
is the Marines again. Minimum standards, 3 pull-ups.
For the boys though, probably, or this girls.
Here are the recommended standards.
Okay.
For men, 10 to 15 pull-ups. For women, 3 pull-ups.
Okay, that makes it better. I feel a little more comfortable.
Pull-ups are hard.
They certainly are. But I mean, these are people who are supposed to be defending our fucking shores. Like, they got to be able to pull up. You know what I mean? They got to be able to pull up on some Afghanis or whoever the hell we're fucking at war with. Nicole, like, you got to be strong.
80 to 100 crunches
Easy.
in 2 minutes.
Easy peasy.
Is it? That seems like a lot of crunches.
You could get 80. 2 minutes. Crunches, they're not saying V-ups. It's just crunches. So like this, all this is, you can get 80. You
I
can
don't
get
know.
80.
I've always flopped on the crunch test.
You could get 80 if you were under pressure. If you were in this setting of like you got to get 80 in 2 minutes, you could.
Or you have to find a new job. Like that's like the only option.
Yeah.
I used to crush the flex arm hang in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
That like you just hang there
Right.
for like however long you want.
Dominate.
Did you have to do the toe touching thing too?
Yeah. Did you have to climb the rope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. I was a little spider monkey up that thing.
Okay. Recommended standards for the 1.5 mile run. Men sub 10:30. Women sub 12 minutes.
Easy. We got it. Just pace yourself in the beginning. You blow it out at the end.
So, okay. So to be fair, I believe this is the initial strength test.
Okay.
So I think you do this
It's-
like before boot camp or anything.
Right.
Like this is how you're coming in.
Yeah. But then I assume boot camp is just getting you in even better shape. It's elevating you. It's like taking you from in good shape to in fucking Marine shape. Dude, I see these like men and women when they get to board the flights early. I'm like, yeah, you do. Go right ahead, madam. Go right ahead, sergeant. You earned it. You're fucking diesel. They like the way they carry their backpacks full of shit like they're nothing. It's awesome.
Did you ever think about doing something like that or like being a cop or some different like job like that at any point in your life?
No.
Never. You were always like artsy gal.
Yeah. But all this like, but now in my like, you know, now that I'm into like physical fitness and shit, like it is super appealing because it's all just about like discipline and willpower. And if your baseline is kind of like you're a disciplined person, it feels more attainable.
Have you ever done a Murph? Oh, sorry.
No, wait. In one of my classes, we did the Murphy.
I was going to ask you about that.
Because that's, what is it? Like a certain amount of things. It's like 100 burpees or 100 whatevers. Yeah, because in one of my alpha strength classes, I think it was like last Memorial Day, it was, or maybe Veterans Day or something. Mile run, 100 pull-ups. We did assisted pull-ups. But we just split it up. So you would be doing like EMOMs or AMRAPs or whatever they are, and maybe you do 50 push-ups during round 1, 50 round 2, 50 round 3, 50 round 4. So you get to 200. 300 air squats is a piece of cake for your girl. No problem. What's RXD? That's like the max one, right?
So yeah, that one.
Oh,
That one is like that's the one. That one's
that's
for
the standard.
Yes, and you're doing it for time.
Yeah.
Is this just in a row or do you rotate? Like mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, 1 mile run. Like are you splitting those up or do you have to hit like 300 air squats in a row?
We would, in the classes, we would split them up. So like maybe you did a part of the run and then 50 air squats, then the so you're not hammering your like legs, or then switch to push-ups or switch to pull-ups and then go back and do more of the run, you know, so you kind of like accumulate it over. I think it took us like 20 minutes at least. Like we would do it as like a finisher. We did it as like a finisher at the end of class.
That's so hard.
Yeah, because well, the way the alpha strength is set up, the first part of the class, you're working on a specific lift. So it's either a deadlift or like a clean or like a front squat. So you're doing like 5 to 6 rounds trying to find your max. And then, so it's really not that much cardio. Like there's some cardio in the warm up or whatever, but if you're splitting a squat rack with like 2 to 3 other people, you're getting plenty of rest time in between your lifts. So at that last like 20 minutes of class, you gotta kind of fucking bang it out. You gotta get your money's worth. A lot of times it's an EMOM. The last time we were doing fucking thrusters, and it was like the first round was 20, like squat thrusters with dumbbells. The first round was 20, second round was 30, then it was 40, 50. This bitch Monica finished the 50 round. She's fucking a beast. Shout out to Monica. Monica has an exercise addiction. I love her though. She looks great. Because I'll see her, she'll come in to the locker room already sweaty before class. And she's like, hey, you taking alpha? And I was like, yeah, are you? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, what'd you just do? She's like, oh, I was supposed to be like, a fun run, but it kind of turned into a sprint. I was like, what the hell? And then we'll finish alpha. And I try to be kind of cognizant of like not overdoing it. Like I try to be like, well, you know what? You did the glute thruster, which is my favorite machine in the gym. It's like, you did that yesterday. Don't do it today. I do try to put into effect these recommendations of like rest, because like I feel like, your muscles need the time to like rest and like, plump up if you want them to get big and stuff. So I try not to like, because I do sometimes after an alpha class, I'll be like, oh, well, I'll just hit the machines for like another 30, 45. Next thing you know, you're working out for 2 hours and it's like, is this actually beneficial, or would I be more benefited if I rested? If you don't factor rest days into your training regimen, your performance can suffer. It's also a good eye exercise for your girl. These letters are small.
I thought there was like, I thought there was like an actual, not just like do it so you don't get hurt, but I thought there was also something about the way that your muscles recover, why it's like, important, but I will look.
People always say, like the experts do say, like you need a day to like, they say quote unquote do nothing. My thing is like on my rest days, like yesterday was a rest day for me, but I easily hit 20K steps because I walked to the Verizon store in Soho and I walked back. And like a lot of times on my rest days, I will take a yoga or like a Pilates class. And again, like I have a dog, so like I'm fucking moving.
When you go to the pool, are you ever doing like a pool workout, or is it like sun time?
Nah,
sun chill
just
time.
Fucking fry. I take dips. Well, unless one time there was this group of girls, like little girls, like they were like 12-year-olds, and it was the dog moms versus these 12-year-old girls within like volleyball, like pool volleyball, and I just kept fucking spiking them. Cardio was up. Cardio was up. I'd be like, incoming, and I'd be like 10-0 us, and like, what? She just made up a new score. I'm like, yeah, adults make the score rules. Tell your mom. Counts as babysitting too. I think I remember going up to their moms and being like, yeah, I'll give you my Venmo. Hit me. Break me off.
That's so funny. I have like the same type of like personality trait of you're so competitive that even with children, you're like, how
are they going to learn?
You can't let them lose. Or you can't
let them win.
You can't let them win.
No.
You can't like lose and be okay with it.
No, you can't take a dive.
Like you're like, I let them get that one.
Yeah.
Is like your vibe.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So it says that muscle is developed in its repair phase when you're resting and refueling.
Yeah.
Per thebodycoach.com.
Yeah.
It also helps you avoid injury.
Reminds me I have to take my creatine. Forgot to take it this morning. I keep trying to take it at the same time every day, but it's stressful. Yeah, and like so I'm all about my creatine intake right now, and they say that even on days you don't work out, you should still take it. So it helps.
So what's the deal with creatine? Because my only experience with that is in high school, all the guys suddenly discovered creatine.
Mm-hmm.
And at first they just got like super bloated looking.
Yeah.
But eventually then they looked like jacked.
Yeah.
But all I remember about it was them all doing that and something about like water weight or something. What's the truth?
Bloating phase. So this is like my second time like into it, and now I'm just like committed. Like I'm just doing it. If you're a girl, I recommend start taking it like when you are period bloating, so you can't really tell the difference. You're not really sure which is which. I think it's harder with women because if we like feel ourselves as like bloated, we just interpret it. We're like, oh my God, I'm fat. Like I don't like how I fucking look. But I'm just like, I keep progressing. Like every class I take, I'm lifting heavier, and it's like easy. It's a lot easier, especially like my legs. my legs are they just feel like they keep getting stronger, and my upper body too, because we were doing like barbell bench presses, and my upper body, while it may look fucking diesel, is not, my strongest part. My strongest part are my quads and my glutes. But upper body strength is very important to me, and it does feel like every class I'm lifting heavier. So, I mean, I can't attribute it 100% to the creatine, but I think it's definitely helping. And it's also like I am fucking aging despite my attempts not to. So the fact that I'm like, maintaining and still feel like I'm getting stronger, I think is a good sign. So yeah, I just re-upped on my vitamins today. I got some magnesium. I got this like holistic period stuff too, because I don't like taking ibuprofen when I have my period because it constipates me. And I like keeping it moving. My bowels. Yeah, I took Alpha Strength on Saturday with Kaylee, and she's great. She's just like so encouraging, but also like no bullshit. And if you're like, if you're new in the class, she hones in on you, and it's nice. I mean, she's like super encouraging to people who are there a lot, and she's like awesome. But yeah, if you're new, she's going to be right on top of you about your form like right away. I mean, she knows me, like she just encourages me. She's not so like critical. There was this new girl who she was like, "What are you doing? Get your butt up in your plank. What are you doing?" Because it's important for everybody to try their best too, because it's the class vibe. Everybody's like inspiring each other.
How do you find an instructor that you really like?
I'll be honest. I like almost every instructor at Lifetime. At Equinox, there would be a few that I would like. Sometimes it felt like they were kind of phoning it in. I can tell they give the instructors at Lifetime a lot more freedom. They'll give them like the framework of the class and like what they're supposed to achieve. But as far as like the individual exercises, like they're just so different every class, but also like the program is set up like this is a power phase. Now we're in our endurance phase. This is deadlift day, so you're mentally ready to like fucking progress. Like it's all about like getting bigger, getting stronger, whatever, like every day. Bigger. Don't be fucking pussies, women. Fucking, yeah, I'm so bulky. So stupid. I hate women. I don't hate you guys, but some of you are fucking stupid. And in your fucking Pilates classes, like, I'm sorry, but when you're older, there's no such thing as like long and lean. Like, those are barely muscles that you're building. You might be skinny. Like, congratulations. You're not going to survive chemo. I don't care. But so the programming at Lifetime, I think, is just very intentional. And all of the fitness instructors there are just very dedicated, informed, and they're into it on so many different levels. A lot of them teach at other places. A lot of them like compete or like competitive bodybuilders. Whereas Equinox, they're like, their programming, they lay it out for you and you have to stick to it. It's like, this is what we do in butt class. And it does get monotonous for us, and I'm sure for them. So, and it doesn't feel like there's much progression. Like you're kind of just doing the same thing every week, and there are no like lifting classes whatsoever. You're not going to learn how to do Olympic lifts unless you pay for a personal trainer, which is, extra on top of the membership fee. I canceled Equinox. Did I tell you guys? I canceled. I canceled them. They can't cancel me. I canceled them because I was going to Hudson Yards using the pool. And then on May 1st, they changed their fucking policy and told me, I think I was paying $330 a month at All Access. They're like, you can't, not only can I not go, I can't even pay the day pass to go to an Equinox. I was like, fuck you. My building has a pool. I like Lifetime better. So Equinox, you're out. And they're also trying to do all these like upgrade shit. Like, oh, it's a whole holistic approach, and we're going to have saunas and this and that. It's like, yeah, Lifetime already has that. They already have that. Lifetime in the locker room has a hot tub, a steam room, and a dry sauna. Big, roomy, spacious dry sauna. And they have a whole recovery lounge. You can go grab a Theragun whenever you want. You can put on the Normatec compression boots. And they have hydro massage chairs. And that's all included. No extra. And I think I told you about that guy, Will, when I rolled my ankle. They have a medical masseuse. That guy, Will, at Lifetime, saved my life. I was back in the gym the next day. I thought I was going to be out with like a swollen fucking ankle for like 2 weeks. I don't know what the hell he did down there. He's rubbing there, he's rubbing here, he's rubbing there, he's rubbing there. Fixed me. Shout out to Will. My only issue with Lifetime is that their protein powder all has like monk fruit or stevia in it, so I have to do my own smoothie.
Do they have like a smoothie bar?
Yeah.
All that stuff is so crucial that they offer that I wish that was just a thing everywhere. Like I'm realizing more as I age that I took all of that for granted in college and being a college athlete, that was just off, like a part of it, that we could just after like game practice, whatever, go to the training room, do an ice bath, which is like cold plunge.
Right.
Go. They had those big sleeves too. Like especially after my ACL surgery, I'd use those all the time. The compression, like icy thing, and like the stim, the little patches that like do a little shocky thing. I don't know what any of it is, but I miss that so much.
Yeah.
It just like kept us on our shit.
Right. It should be all like inclusive. It's like, I mean, to me, I'm like, now that I'm like, it's so part of my routine and I'm so in it, like I just like can't imagine a life without it. But like, yeah, thinking about people who just kind of like do their like walks and like, I don't know, that's like all they're doing. I'm just like, because the food that we have in this country is bad, and the routines and the lifestyle, it's not set up for us to succeed. It's set up for us to be fat, dumb, slow, and get on fucking medical drugs and shit so that we're in the system paying into it, costing tax people. Shut up, Kerryn. Red pill, Kerryn. It's red pill Kerryn time. Somebody called me far right the other day. Shut up. You're far wrong. Just because I don't think fucking men should be able to win in college sports against women.
Well, that actually, so this might be a good place for you to maybe give advice because you're so in your groove and routine. And like we've talked about this recently of like me trying to get back into something.
Somebody went to Soul Cycle.
I did. But for people,
she's got soul.
We are like kind of set up to fail in a lot of ways. And if you're trying to like find your groove and like, you know, you want to work out, but you like don't really know where to start. And for me, like, even though I used to do it all the time and did it for most of my life, I'm like intimidated to go back now that it's like, it's been so long.
I totally get your point of view because I like, especially for people who have once been in like their like what they may consider like their peak physical shape, they just feel like wherever they start, it just feels like they're behind. Like they feel like they're starting from ground zero, and it's like because you know exactly how much work it takes. You knew how hard it was when you were like a baby in college, you know, and when you had all that. I just think the reward is so good. How'd you feel after the spin class? How were the endorphins?
It was good. I mean, it was like, I did not know what to expect. And I was kind of worried of like, part of the reason I've been afraid of trying something like that is I've always been a lifter, and doing something like that, I was kind of like, is it just going to be like hot, rich, skinny people?
Yeah.
And like they're already, it's like a cult. It's like a thing.
They're nerds though. They're happy nerds.
And it was fun. And it was like, okay, everyone's really into this. So it makes me like want to be into it too. Yeah. So like, I wasn't mad about it, but I mean, you've always been really athletic and you grew up doing athlete stuff. But
but I had a drop off during my drinking years.
Right. So how did you like, for anyone listening, including myself, how did you like get into this? What were your first like baby steps into like making this a habit? Because now it's your life.
I was like a hot yoga girl when I first quit drinking for a long time. And like, I'm the type of person that like, once my thing is my thing, it's like, I'm into that routine. So, I remember like when I was dating Lewis, he would be like, you should lift weights. And he was right, but I just wasn't there yet, you know? And it's okay to take baby steps. For me, it was like the group classes in Equinox where we started lifting just dumbbells. And I was grabbing for the 8-pound dumbbells. And like then the class that I was like able to grab the 10s, I was like, look at me. I think I will admit that for, somebody like me who's petite, not a lot's expected of me strength wise. So it was easy for me to like have an ego about it pretty early on. I was like, yeah, I'm fucking tiny, but I got the 12s. So for me, it always, or for a long time, it was about that class mentality. I love a structure. So it's like, it's also like the endorphins and it's like the self-righteousness that came along with it too. Like I would come into my writing job and almost every day I would take a class at Equinox Williamsburg. This is back when I was living in Bushwick. I'd wake up super early. I would walk Ernest, RIP, and I would take a class, and then I would start my writing job at like 10 a.m. And I would come in like showered and like obviously having worked out. And my boss would just be irritated with me a little bit. He's like, "Oh, do you work out again?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, sorry, you got 2 kids. I didn't fucking tell you to do that. Like, don't get mad at me. He's like, "I bought a Peloton bike." I'm like, "All right, fucking ride it. Get some." The thing is, like, you can say it till you're like kind of blue in the face to people too who are kind of addicted to cardio and think that long distance running and like doing push-ups is enough. But you can just say like lift weights, lift weights, lift weights, lift weights over and over. But until they want to and like it kind of clicks with them, it's like they don't. Like they think they're people, I think if I sweat, I did something. But it's like, it's more about like, no, did you get to the point where you were like, holy fuck, I think I'm going to drop this or something's going to, like, I'm at this point of like, ooh, like you can tell when you're tearing muscle fibers and you're like, I'm going to walk funny tomorrow. Like this is going to be sore. Like having a sore ass, there's no better feeling in the world. But you're not going to get there unless you like, really fucking force yourself. So yeah, the baby steps, I mean, it's hard. Like, I feel like once you're in it, you're in it. Like, and once you're in it, you also just want to eat good food and you want to make good choices. You want to get good sleep so that you perform well in your class the next day. And again, obviously with like stand-up comedy, it's tough. Like today, for example, last night I got home at 12:30. My last spot was at 11:15 and I did a little hanging out. I had the lamb at the stand last night, which was, mwah, it was a special. It was a rack of lamb and Brussels sprouts. And I just realized that's why I've been farting so much today. Thank you so much. But today, shitty weather, got caught in a downpour with Mabel at like 7 a.m., drenched. And initially I thought about taking Alpha today. There was like a nooner because it was Memorial Day. All the schedule was like later. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do one of my Heather Robertson kettlebells. And I have like a 20 and a 30. And, for the longest time, I was mostly using the 20. And now, like, when I go to use the 30, I'm like, oh my God, like, this is easy. This is like a little hit class for me. Like, this weight feels like nothing to me. So I find ways to, like, make it a little harder for myself. Like, I do, like, one-legged shit instead of her two-legged shit. But it's like, then once you do that, also exercise is a probiotic. So if you are having trouble pooping, farting, you feel stopped up, you feel bloated, you have your period, fucking work out. Next thing you know, you're walking around, farting it out, shit is moving around. Ladies and gentlemen.
So what worked for you when you got started was you did like the group class dynamic pretty quickly into it and built it into your routine that already existed.
Yeah.
That's how you got like into it and stuck with it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for me and a lot of people, like I'm in a state where I've loved it before and like didn't even think about it. It was just a part of my routine.
Right.
And now I'm in a phase where I really dread it. So I need to like find stuff that like feels, so that's why I do soccer twice a week because it's like, this is tricking me into working out and I'm used to the team dynamic. So like this works. So I'm trying to like find things like that already work with my schedule. So I can't make excuses. And then also stuff that is fun.
Yes.
Which is why I did Soul Cycle.
Yeah. Dude, I love a spin class. I went to Cycle Bar. I want to go back there. It used to be Flywheel. Do you remember Flywheel?
Yes. I also didn't realize that Soul Cycle also uses like weights and stuff.
Oh yeah, they'll do the arm section.
I had no idea because that's why I was kind of like, spin. Like I don't know if like I don't know if I want to do this, but I was like,
then you sit up and you're doing like the shoulder pump.
Yeah, and there were like couples in the class, like there were dudes in the class, and I was just so impressed by like them, especially how hard they were going, and you're kind of like dancing to the music and then like doing the arm workouts and shit, and I was like, oh, they're going hard. So like I felt a little bit less embarrassed by doing it because they were doing it and like taking it really seriously.
I was thinking about this the other day too, like because we all and like I did start with like the Equinox classes and they would be mostly women, the certain classes I was taking, and then I started like leveling up. I'm like, oh, this is like a 50-50 split. There's like guys and girls in here, like this feels fucking good. And now like the alpha strength classes that I take, I would say it's probably like 70-30, 60-40, like guys to girls, because it's great. The guys love it because they're like trying to outlift each other and it's fucking so fun to watch. like this other girl and I got to learn her name because she's my new lifting partner because we're like in a dead heat with like where we are, like lifting wise. And it's because you're like, you're adding weight every round to like try to find your max. And it's just like, we have the cutest little convos. I'm like, what do you think? 5? What do you think? A 10? What can we do? Can we do it? And then there's guys next to us that are lifting, no joke, 400 pounds. And he comes to grab one of our 45s, like off of our rack. And I'm like, we're going to need that. It's just kidding. I'm joking. We're not going to need it. We're already very close to our max. But it's like the guy cracked up. And like, I think this is what a lot, like when you're in your head about being like intimidated and stuff, everybody's in a good mood. And it's yourself too. You don't realize it. I'm a fucking joyful bitch when I'm at Lifetime. Maybe not the second I walk in, but certainly halfway through my workout and hours after my workout. You know, I'm chatty Cathy. I know everything about everybody. I know everybody's name. It's just the vibes are so positive and you just have to try. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to be the best. Everybody loves a beginner in the class because it's somebody to root for. You're like the underdog. It's awesome. And it's like everybody, and it's fun to root for the wicked strong guys. It's just, they're inspiring. It's cool to watch. It's fun to watch fucking Monica dominate us and make it through the whole 50-pound fucking thruster round. Because it's like, you know, maybe someday I can be like Monica. But then she'll be like way ahead doing the 80 round by that time.
But that's what I noticed too in the class was it felt more of like we're attacking this thing together versus going to the gym. I feel like I'm attacking someone to use the squat rack. Like I again used to love that, but right now I'm like, I can't. I'd rather just like leave early than wait around and then have to ask this guy to use this and then he's staring at me the whole time.
Staring. I know. I totally get that too. Like and then there's also like you want to push yourself and you want to make sure that your session is worth it. And I'm just like a lone wolf, especially when I'm by myself, that I kind of want to like, I don't want to ask people to spot me if I don't know them. I don't want to interrupt their fucking set, you know? But nobody will ever say no to you if you ask for a spot. And it's probably like 1 minute of their life, you know? It's just, I still haven't done it. But when I was in, where was I? LA, I went to the Lifetime there and, I needed help. I was doing front squats and I just like I don't know, I went too heavy too fast. And for me, I should have moved the rack down so it was easier for me to walk into, but I was having to like lift it up. And that's where like I could squat it fine, but get like the upper body was tricky. And this girl was behind me within like 10 seconds. She's like, I got you. I was like, oh, I'm gonna die.
I'm the same way. I've like almost decapitated myself benching because I don't want to ask somebody. And there was one time I was either in high school or college where I was benching and I was way too confident about it and was just in that place where you're like,
oh fuck,
oh, like it's up, but you're like, I can't get it back on the thing,
right?
And I was like kind of like looking around. I'm like, what do I do right now? And then this guy swept in and saved me, and it was like this guy that I went to high school with. That I was like, oh my god, like this is so embarrassing. But like, it's like sometimes you're your own worst enemy in that situation. Like you're gonna get hurt or you're gonna, you know.
You're totally right.
So
it is. It's so funny how like the physical strength thing isn't as scary as the social interaction thing. It's like that's like the block a lot of the times where it's like, oh my god, I have to fucking interact with somebody. I just want to like be in my zone. They should, I'm sure they will. They should have robotic spotters soon. We should be able to bring our own robot to the gym.
Yeah, but I refuse to use, what is it, the Smith machine or what's the one where it's like
we
attached?
Have a Smith.
I like refuse to use that, even though it's like this would save me. I'm like, I can't.
We have a Smith in my building, and that's when I first was like practicing squats and stuff. But the thing with the Smith in our building is that it's almost always occupied, and if it's not, it's like a guy is like there within 30 seconds, like wanting to use it right after me, and I'm just like, I'd rather die. I'd rather fucking die. What else was I going to talk about? I love talking about fitness. Could do it all day. Fucking kettlebell swings, man.
We should do like a themed, I know we talk about it a lot, but we should do like a themed episode where people can like write in and ask questions. Cause I feel like there's so many people who like, I don't know, especially with like me and other fellow women friends. Sometimes when you're like getting into it, you want to just no matter where you go, you want to show up and know what you're doing and or at least pretend.
Yeah.
Like whether it's going to the gym or to some event, you want to act like you belong there.
Yeah.
So like before Soul Cycle, I'm like watching people vlog about it because I'm like, I want to know, like, I don't want to come in and look like, you know, I know nothing.
Right.
So
That was smart.
we should do some type of episode where people can like write in like fitness newbie questions to you to answer.
I think I think it's finally sort of shifting. I hope it is. The whole like wave of like Ozempic and stuff I think might be an issue, but I think women are starting to understand that there's no such thing as like getting bulky by like lifting weights or whatever. It's like the more like active and the more muscle mass you have, the longer you're going to live, the higher your quality of life. Like somebody was doing something, or I saw something about like how like the strength in your legs are like correlate perfectly to your longevity of your life. Like if you think about it, like you have strong leg muscles, you're not going to fall and break your hip. Like the likelihood of that happening goes way down. You know, your mobility, all that shit. It's like, just build muscles, ladies. That's all I'm saying.
It does seem like it's kind of like swung back where there was a period of time where lifting and being like really strong was the move and it was really cool and like that's what was in. And now it's kind of flipping back to like Miley Arms Pilates body, like skinny vibes. But I hope it comes back too, because I really loved seeing that of everyone being like, I mean, when I was lifting really hard, there was a summer where I was like, I had nothing else to do and I was doing like 2-a-days, but I was the lightest weight and the smallest I've ever been because I was lifting. I was doing no cardio.
Right.
I would like maybe do a warm up jog on a treadmill, but I had lost so much weight from that alone.
Right.
I don't think people like realize that like it still counts. And we've talked about this before of like when you have big shoulders and big arms and big legs, you have a small waist. Like lifting like certain things. Yeah. It still does what you want.
Yeah.
And I think people don't have a good idea of like a healthy, strong. They're just picturing like bodybuilder.
Right.
Or
huge
nothing.
shoulders and like pecs on women. And it's like, that's not the vibe. Like that's not, and I'm sorry, like if you're a guy and your, you know, type is like skin and bones and like can be like, you know, blown over, you're probably fucking gay. You're probably a pussy. You're probably an inferior man. Like you ask fucking tough dudes what alphas, what real fucking strong guys like. They like strong women. They like fat asses. Like they like thick legs. It's only these fucking beta pussies that are like, you know, I like a girl who eats a nut and it does Pilates twice a week and drinks water. Shut up. Shut up.
But I also wonder why people are afraid of looking bulky. Like what is the fear? Because men have said that's not cute.
Well, yeah, I think about like certain, like the model, like type, like, you know, 5'10", weighs 100 pounds, like type image of a woman. And there are men who like that, but like the type of men who like that, like shop at Gucci and like know what like brand names are, like have each other. You're fucking lame. Like I have no interest. I don't want my guy to know like shopping. Like I'll buy your fucking clothes. Okay. You can give me the money, but I will purchase your fucking black t-shirts. That's all you fucking need is your fucking rock and roll band t-shirts and just regular ass clothes. You don't need to be wearing fucking Hermes or whatever. It's fucking gay. It's like, I don't know. It's beta guys like weak, frail, skinny women. Alpha dudes like fucking tough bitches. Sorry. That's what I'm gonna get. My next guy is gonna be like a real fitness head. And my thing is too, like I find it attractive when a guy's like even still like a work in progress. Like if you're a guy who's, you know, maybe your shit fell off for a long time, but you're like getting back into it. I think that's so attractive. I'm always proud of like the kind of fat guy or like the husky guy, whatever, like putting it in at the gym. Like I find it totally just as inspirational as a guy who's there all the time. Also, skinny Asian guys are so fucking strong. They're deceptively strong. This guy, I was like, he looked like a little fucking sushi chef. He was this like petite dude. And I look over, he's like fucking front squatting like maybe 300 pounds. I was like, what? How did you? They're like magical fucking ninjas. I don't know if that's racist, but Cancel me. I don't care. And thank you guys so much for all of the love about Regan on tires. A lot of tweets, a lot of DMs, a lot of comments. Really appreciate all of the positive feedback. You know, believe in yourself and you can be the oldest bikini girl in the #1 show on Netflix. And I'm hoping you guys watch the whole series by now because, I mean, it's so fucking good start to finish. But yeah, the last episode when they talk about my character and how she hooked up with Will, it's so fucking funny to me. Nicole, block your ears. But she hasn't seen this episode yet. But when they're like, oh, she had snakes. You guys will know what I mean. So yeah, thanks for the tweets about my fat gym line and all the stuff and how fat my ass looked. I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, I think that's it. Anything else you want to cover, Nicole? I didn't talk about the time I pooped in the ocean. All right, we'll end on this. You've probably heard me tell this on other podcasts, maybe this one, but it's summertime and I'll tell the story of when I pooped in the ocean when I was 8 years old, because the rule at the beach was if you got to pee, you pee in the water. If you got to poop, we're going home. Beach day's over. So I didn't want to go home. I love the beach. So I swam really deep. I was a pretty strong swimmer. And I'm treading water and people are like, Kerryn, what are you doing out there? I was like, nothing. And I pooped in my hand. I moved my bathing suit over. And then I chucked it. And, you know, you think it's going to sink, but it was a little bit of a floater. And I just saw it. Like, it was in the distance, though. It never, like, washed up on shore or anything. The tide actually took it back into the ocean. So I'm not saying everyone should shit in the ocean. But if you're 8 years old and you think the beach day is going to be over, it makes perfect sense. Follow me on Twitter. Come out to shows. Support me live. Appreciate you guys. Doing Side Splitters Tampa. Not till the winter, but look out for that. Sell that shit out so they give me another night or something. Bye.
Throwing ass on the gram, getting laughs at the stand. Only she can, only feehans. It's only feehans.